Hi, Godzo Medicine PlayStation, Medic Maniac YouTube, and this is a bit of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, random upload from me, and a few screenshots because I love taking screenshots in this game. I wanted to put out a little video just around this time, Christmas 2023, just to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. And I ummed and ahed about what video I should put together. I thought about compilation videos and all of that, and I had some footage of this game because I was going to be playing this game on. It's a new game plus on the hardest difficulty because I don't have that trophy, so I thought I might try and go for that and get the platinum on this game. And I thought I'd put in a few screenshots because I can't help but take screenshots when I play stuff like this. Of the reboot trilogy, the Survivor trilogy, Shadow is definitely my favourite. Just for the fact that you get to explore and there are puzzles in the game and there are less sections where, you know, the cinematic sections where you push your stick forward and press your jump button every so often as everything around you collapses, because I find them sections extremely boring, and there are quite a lot of them in the first one and Rise. So I like exploring in Tomb Raider. I like the atmosphere and vibe, and Shadow gives that more than any of the other games, even though the Survivor trilogy is not my favourite in the Tomb Raider franchise, and I really miss old Lara. I really do. But yeah, I've played Tomb Raider a bit. I played the first one in the Survivor trilogy a couple of times very recently.
Might be the way out.
And I was going to make a little video on that, critiquing that, but essentially I don't really like that game. I played through it to try and get a fair objective view of that game, and it kind of reminds me of Resident Evil in a way, in its sort of vibe and style and the way that they went for. It's definitely made for American audiences, I think. And they tried to make it film-like, and video games are not film-like. Video games are a separate entity, and I think it's a disservice to video games to try and ape film structure and styling. And I think that those sections that I was speaking about before, where the cinematic ones where you push your stick forward and press jump as everything else collapses around you, I think those are very film-like, and non-video game experiences. Video game experiences for me are more cerebral in Tomb Raider, puzzles and whatnot, and you know, figuring things out and exploring and stuff. And I miss the acrobatic styling, video game styling of the platforming from the older titles. But you know, and then Rise, I think, is definitely a continuation of the first one, so I think those two are quite similar. And I think that Shadow, they tried to look at earlier Tomb Raider games, and that comes across, even though I think the foundation for the trilogy of the Survivor games was poor insofar as the structure, and you know, like how they had the template for the Survivor trilogy is poor. And I think the story of the retelling of Lara's backstory is very poor. I think whoever was employed to do that lacked a lot of talent, and I think their talent might lie in knitting or something like that, but definitely not in the video game industry. Yeah, So, but you know, there is fun to be had in Shadow, so I figured for Christmas I would just put a little video together just to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and utilise the footage that I'd got and the pictures that I've got. So this is a little tomb early on in the game.
Have abandoned this place in the middle of building it.
In the jungle, in one of the early areas in the jungle, and it's not too taxing really. You know, it's lovely views and colouring in this game, I think, and I think that's one of the things that I really liked, as opposed to the first two. The first two are quite washed out. In fact, the first one is very gritty in its styling of graphics, and you know, like I say, it's almost like one of those Resident Evil Revelations games. You know, the second one, the very poor one, that they put a lot of swearing in. The first Resident Evil Revelations game is great, but the first Tomb Raider in the Survivor trilogy really reminds me of the second Revelations game. Yeah, not great. And also I found from the first in the Survivor trilogy was that when you look at Uncharted is not anything like Tomb Raider. Uncharted is kind of like more a third person action shooter game, even though it doesn't have nuanced cover systems and stuff, you know, like Gears of Wars or whatever. It's kind of a different take on the third person action genre, and I felt that the Tomb Raider, the first in the Survivor trilogy, was trying to appeal to that kind of market a bit, which I felt was very strange, because that's not what Tomb Raider is about at all, and it never has been. I think it's far more suited to a very, you know, much more solitary experience, where you can take in the atmosphere and the, you know, background noises of the location that you're in, and a more cerebral approach in terms of figuring out things. So I haven't played this one for a while, so at certain sections on this tomb I was wondering, you know, like where to go, because I've played it a couple of times through, hence the New Game Plus, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time, you know, like doing some of the sections in this game. And obviously on the hardest difficulty, well, they say hardest difficulty, it's perhaps more like games used to be, with the limited save points, and it doesn't have all the, you know, signposting on which ledges to grab and stuff, so it's perhaps like games used to be. Wasn't keen on the voice actress for the reboot trilogy at all. Felt she was very poor, very breathy, and not a patch on, you know, original Tomb Raider, and even the Tomb Raider from the Legend trilogy I thought had a better voice as well, much better. Very breathy in this one, and very whiny and whingy, I felt. puzzle bits to find around here. Not too difficult, just have a look. I just love vistas and, you know, the old crumbling temples with the vegetation sort of growing around, and yeah, it really makes me wish for a proper entry in the series that is just, you just get, you know, lost in a real set of big tombs to explore in different locations around the world, because I think that's another thing I miss in the Survivor trilogy, was the globe-trotting. The tomb is complete, so we're making our way to the exit here. Lovely views there are. And then find our post to attach our line to. At least they put swan diving in this game. Even if you didn't get the opportunity to do handstands and things like that as you pulled yourself up from ledges and straight jump down here. Just can't get over the edge, you need to actually jump, which is a bit odd. Eventually we'll be able to go under these bits here to get out. And then there'll be a few more photographs. So yeah, didn't really know what to put out this Christmas, but I just had this footage and some pictures that I'd already taken, so I thought I'd use the opportunity to talk a bit about Tomb Raider and wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a good one. I'll continue the football that I've got. I haven't put together season 6 yet, but I've got the conclusion to season 5 and all that, so I'll get all that out. I might have a little bit of a break or something, because it's Christmas, isn't it? And I've got quite a bit of booze to get through. Anyway, have a good one. Take care, and Merry Christmas.